Hello all of you wonderful people, Jules here for WhatCulture.com, and if there's one thing that I absolutely love about Family Guy, it's how it's a true underdog story. I mean, sure, the show is a bit bloated nowadays with 18 seasons under its flabby belly belt, but it can still kick out the laughs when it counts. And for a series that was so close to cancellation numerous times, for it to stand alongside The Simpsons nowadays as a true competitor is a really impressive thing. And yet, one of the best things about this show isn't what comedy it presents on an instant level to the audience, but actually some of the jokes that are hidden and the references that you'd miss just by casual viewing alone. So let's break it down today and have a few extra laughs. As I'm Jules, this is WhatCulture.com, and these are 10 hidden Family Guy jokes that everyone missed.
Hello YouTube, we're turning things up to 11 with the launch of WhatCulture Music.
It's our brand new channel featuring all those lists you just can't get enough of, including creepy hidden messages in your favourite pop songs,
as well as radio-friendly songs that detail literal murder. That's as well as chatty faces where we get personal with you on our sordid musical tastes, in-depth discussion podcasts, and we're even doing quality fun stuff like tournaments and quizzes too.
There's going to be something for everybody, so come on over and make some sweet music with us.
Or just watch the videos, that works too.
Like, share and subscribe at the link below, and we will see you there.
Bye.
Number 10. The best original score in adult film nominees. The episode Brian Does Hollywood involves Brian completing rehab before moving to Hollywood in an attempt to make it as a screenwriter, but instead of finding any literary success, Brian ultimately settles for directing porn, as you do. And all of this amounts to an incredibly funny episode that lampoons Hollywood and its reputation. And amidst the sea of funny gags, including the censored Woody Award, is a hidden gag that was just for the Family Guy production staff. If you recall, there are 3 nominees read out for the best original score in an adult film category: Ron Jones, Walter Murphy, and John Williams. As it turns out, Jones and Murphy compose music for the show, whilst the title track is Murphy's work. Leave it to Family Guy to make a joke about their musicians doing music for porn. And as for John Williams, well, I mean, he's the composer for Star Wars, so that's just inherently funny, as would be the intensity of such a porn movie with his work as the soundtrack. Oof. Number 9. Adam West isn't the only Mayor West in trouble. Of all of the many eccentric and crazy characters that have been introduced on Family Guy over the years, Mayor Adam West has probably been the most memorable for being intense, delusional, definitely crazy, and always hilarious. And the best part about his character is that he was able to be self-referential to a point where he's able to break the fourth wall while also being ridiculous to the rest of the cast. In the episode You May Now Kiss the Guy Who Receives, the main story revolves around the issue of gay marriage in Quahog. When Mayor West bans gay marriage due to some convoluted reason, his statement of "I'm the only Mayor West that's in trouble" might seem really weird at first, right? But fans who were also following news about gay marriage going on at the time would also realize that this statement is actually a tongue-in-cheek reference about former Spokane Mayor Jim West. What makes this statement funnier is that Jim West was known for his opposition against gay marriage before his career ended unceremoniously. And the reason for this career ending? It was a same-sex scandal. Number 8. The Passion of the Christ 2 gag has an extra payoff. North by North Quahog was the first Family Guy episode after it was saved from the cancellation dump, and as such, it definitely feels like an episode that was out to prove something. And in amongst a piss take of Passion of the Christ, there's another payoff that fans might have missed. During the trailer of the fictional Christ sequel, Jesus dons a pair of sunglasses, somehow gets squeaky-sounding Chris Tucker as a partner, participates in gunfights, and drives around in a sports car. All of this makes up an incredibly funny minute or so, but some eagle-eyed viewers will also notice that Jesus' license plate reads WWID. And what could that possibly mean other than a piss take of "What would Jesus do?" but this time being read as "What would I do?" Well, if the trailer is anything to go by, kick ass is what he's gonna do. Number 7. Seth MacFarlane's failed pitch to Fox made it into Family Guy. If there's one thing that Seth MacFarlane knows more about than trying to keep Family Guy on the air, it's how many other shows got shot down before Peter's family were given the green light. Apparently, he pitched more than a dozen ideas to Fox before they finally settled on the Griffins. However, that doesn't mean that all of these failed pitches withered away into mere memory, as Seth and his team have brought back many of these into the show itself as cutaway jokes or weird meta gags that act as a subtle dig to Fox. In the episode If I'm Dying, I'm Lying, Peter becomes a sort of phony faith healer that everyone believes in, and as such he develops some sort of god complex. Using his newfound power, Peter demands to bring back Gumble to Gumble, a fictional crime drama that was cancelled. As it turns out, Gumble to Gumble isn't just some idea that was made purely for a Family Guy gag. Gumble to Gumble 2 is actually the first show that MacFarlane pitched to Fox, only to be met with a resounding no. Well, it looks like Seth got the last laugh here. Number 6. Hidden TV Guide headline tells people to watch the show. Family Guy's trademark brand of humor is usually right up in your face, but when the writers and producers decide to tackle subtlety, they can also do a pretty good job of it. Case in point, in the episode of The Story on Page 1, Peter decides that Meg's school paper story is rubbish and decides to chime in. After looking around for a scoop, he finds a TV guide about Luke Perry before rushing off to do a story about Perry being gay. But if you look past the hilariously drawn caricature of Perry, you'll notice that there's a message for all DVD pausing fans that reads, "If you can read this, Family Guy is on the air." It's a really quick scene, so chances are you would have missed it, but this is yet another brilliant middle finger to execs who wanted to pull the show. Number 5. Hidden newspaper headline pokes fun at hidden jokes. Leave it to Family Guy to make a headline joke before then shoving that joke up its own arse by making another headline joke about making headline jokes. Anyway, this one can be found when the Griffins win a boat race in model behavior, and their victory makes the papers. When Lois holds up the newspaper to the screen, eagle-eyed viewers will have noticed that the headline reads, "DVDs paused for headline joke, millions disappointed." It's difficult to know whether to actually be disappointed over the gag or to be happy that we found the gag in the first place, to be honest. Number 4. Road to Rupert features some meta product placement. The Family Guy Road to episodes have generally been some of the show's best efforts due to the touching character development and the hilarious rapport between Brian and Stewie. And of course, they have a ton of hidden funny moments as well. During the start of Road to Rupert, a garage sale is held which kicks the story off when Brian accidentally sells Rupert. But if you were looking carefully at some of the other stuff on offer, you'll notice that Brian is selling a few copies of Stewie Griffin The Untold Story DVD, which is both hilarious because it implies the DVD didn't sell that well, but also it's a good bit of self-promotion too. Number 3. There's an easy-to-miss shot of a man grabbing a woman's butt. The character of Mayor West is usually interesting enough to command everyone's attention whenever he appears on screen. So much so that most fans probably missed out on a subtle sight gag of a man grabbing a woman's butt during one of his speeches. During the Super Griffins segment of the episode Family Guy View Mail Number 1, Mayor West gives one of his trademark speeches regarding toxic waste and somehow defeating the Griffins. It's really weird. And when he leaves, the audience all give him a standing ovation. And it's here that you can see a man groping a woman's butt. The gag is really easy to miss and really has no context other than just being there for some laughs because apparently grabbing women's butts was funny back in the day. But then again, if anyone could make a speech with a butt-grabbing byproduct to it, it would definitely be Mayor Adam West. Number 2. Blue Harvest features numerous cameos from different shows. In Family Guy's retelling and parody of the original Star Wars trilogy, the opportunity to play around in a different universe freed up any limits the show may have had for its comedic range, and also allowed for such a broad range of jokes and references that it's held up of some of the show's best work. Plus, it has a ton of cameos, a lot of which can be seen during the Mos Eisley Cantina scene in Blue Harvest. If you look carefully during the scene where Chris walks through the bar, you'll notice that a heap of characters from other TV shows are drinking away in the background. There's Bender from Futurama, the evil monkey who lives in Chris's closet from Family Guy, Roger from American Dad, and most surprisingly of all, Coach John from the massively underrated Home Movies. It's an odd sight, that's for sure, but then again, this is a hive of scum and villainy. And number 1, there's a hidden penis in almost every episode. Yes, you heard that right. For as much as I was championing the subtle and secret jokes, it is very true that almost every episode contains a hidden penis, because I mean, who doesn't love a good old secret dick? Anyway, moving on. It's a surprisingly subtle thing considering that it is a cartoon cock, but to better explain, it's not actually on screen in terms of a literal drawn penis, because while numerous jokes have been made by fans and the show itself about how Peter's chin looks like some guy's balls, Lois Griffin actually has it worse, since that character is actually drawn and animated to resemble a penis. As pointed out on Reddit, the tip of Lois's head resembles the tip of, well, you can imagine what, and whenever Lois is facing away from the camera, that comparison becomes even more obvious. And now that you've seen it, you'll never be able to unsee it. And to that I only have one thing to say, and that is, you're welcome. And there we go, my friends. Those were 10 hidden Family Guy jokes that everybody missed. I hope that you enjoyed that, and please let me know what you thought about it down in the comment section below. As well as, why not tell me what your favorite Family Guy episode is, because there is obviously 18 seasons. There's a ton to choose from, so I'd love to hear what you guys have to say on that. Hope that you're well and treating yourself fairly and having a great day, or at least as best you can given the current circumstances. But until next time, I've been Jules. You can go follow me at RetroJ with a 0 over on Twitter. You have been awesome. Never forget that, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.